If you know someone who's been struggling to successfully invest in their property investment journey, then this is the video for them or for you. Let's go. Good day, good day, good day. ICanWin here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you one of the major reasons why most people, many people, fail to successfully invest in property. Now the interesting thing is this is going to help you whether you're someone who's been invested in property for a number of years and you've got a portfolio of 5, 6, 7, 8 properties or more, and it's equally going to help you if you're someone who's brand new to the property journey, an absolute beginner trying to get your first deal. Now, why is this going to help both parties? The reason why is because the moment you understand this underlying foundation which keeps people failing in their property investment journey, you are going to be better equipped to supercharge your property investment journey, whether you're someone who is advanced or whether you're someone who's right at the start of your journey. Now, in order to start with, what I'm going to do is explain to you that there are only 3 types of money you can make in property. Now, I don't want you to make the mistake of thinking I said that there are only 3 ways you can make money in property, because I didn't say that. And the evidence I didn't say that is this program right here, which I created some time ago, which is called 30 Ways in 30 Days, where I clearly outline in this program 30 separate ways that you can make money using property as a vehicle. Okay, so I didn't say there are only 3 ways you can make money in property, but I did say that there are only 3 types of money you can make in property, and this is going to be a foundational understanding you need in order to understand why most people fail on their property investment journey. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to outline all 3 of the different types of money you can make in property, and then I'm going to explain to you quite simply exactly the reason why many people fail on their property investing journey. So let's jump straight onto the board in order for me to share that with you. Now, as mentioned a moment ago, there are only 3 types of money you can make in property, and one of the things I like to do is outline that with a simple pyramid, because that way everybody understands exactly what I'm talking about. Now, the first of the 3 ways you can make money in property is what is known as equity. Okay, equity. Now, the interesting thing about equity, I'll give you a quick example so you understand exactly what equity is. In 2017, one of the properties that my wife and I bought was valued by a RICS, and if you don't know what RICS is, that's a Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. They're the people who are supposed to actually value properties, not estate agents. But a RICS surveyor valued a property for £240,000. I'll write that down so you don't forget it, okay? For £240,000. Now, the interesting thing about that is just a few months after that property was valued at £240,000, my wife and I were gratefully able to purchase that same property for £136,000. Yes, you heard me right, £136,000. And it's around now that most people do the maths and say, hold on a minute, that's over £100,000 of a discount, and you're totally right. Now, here's the interesting thing. The moment my wife and I signed the contract on that property, we added an extra 100 and a bit more, but an extra £100,000 to our net worth. Now, the interesting thing about that is if you do that 10 times in 1 year, you have become a millionaire in equity. And that's the key thing, because equity, in a simple definition, is money stuck in bricks. So one of the problems with that is that means you can't use that money to go to the Aston Martin showroom and buy a new car. You can't use that money to go to your local Harrods store and buy something nice in there. And you can't use that money to go to a John Lewis, Waitrose, or any other department store in order to spend it. Okay, so I want you to understand the first type of money you can make in property is equity, and that is the money that is stuck in bricks. Okay, so now let's go into the second type of money you can actually make in property. Now, the second type of money is a very, very interesting type of money. It's a type of money that many people focus on. So that's why I'm going to explain it to you right now, and that is profits. Okay, or profit. Now, the interesting thing about profit is Jim Rohn says profits are better than wages. And here's the funniest thing. I believe Jim Rohn is absolutely correct. Profits are better than wages. However, what are profits? Let me explain with a simple example before I go on to the third type of money you can make in property. Now, profits are the difference between the money you've put in, the energy, the resources you've put in, and the resources, the money, the wealth that you get out. So for example, let's say I'm buying a property on All Day Street. Okay, so let's say I'm going to buy a number 123 All Day Street, one property on number 123 All Day Street. And let's say it's going to be a £100,000 investment in order for me to buy number 123 All Day Street. And let's say after I buy the property on All Day Street, I convert the garage of the property into a bedroom, and let's say that is a £20,000 investment. So I've invested £100,000 to purchase the property and £20,000 in order to convert or refurbish the property. Now, my full expenditure at that point is £120,000. Now, let's say, for instance, that I then sell number 123 All Day Street for £150,000. Okay, and those of you who are with me who are quick on numbers, you guys would know already that my pre-tax profit, okay, you know, have a go, my pre-tax profit will be £30,000. So I bought the property for 100,000. I've invested an additional 20,000 in refurbishment, converting the garage into a bedroom, and I've sold the property for £150,000, making the maths 150,000 minus 120,000, and thus a £30,000 profit. Now, here's some of the problems with profits. Profits are a one-time liquidated revenue, which means you will never, ever, ever make another pound from that property again. The moment you sold that property can't give you an extra £1, £2, £3, £100, £1,000, £10,000. The property is gone. It's in the hands of someone else. And as a result, you are left with your £30,000, obviously pre-tax. You will then pay tax on that. But the challenge around that is the fact that if you want to make any more money from property again, you will have to do all that work again. And this is one of the big challenges with profits. But again, profits is just one out of the 3 different types of money you can make in property. Now let's jump into the third one, because I think this is going to give you a very helpful insight before I then share with you exactly why most people you may know are literally failing on their property investment journey. Now, the third of the 3 types of money you can make in property is known as cash flow. Okay, now the interesting thing about cash flow is the residual recurring revenue that you have coming in every single God blessed month into your bank account from your properties or your portfolio. Now, there are a number of advanced and also simple strategies that you can utilize in order to generate cash flow, but nonetheless, cash flow is money that is recurring, so it keeps on coming. Now, let me ask you a question, okay? Let me ask you a very simple question. If you are attempting to replace an income, which is what many people are trying to do who want to invest in property, or if you're one of my friends who are 60 years young or a little bit older and you are trying to replace a pension, my question to you is, which of these do you think is the best in order to replace that income or to replace that pension? Now, you guys can leave comments in the description of the video or leave comments down below in the video and let me know what you think. But I want you to consciously think about it. Do you think the best type of money you should create from property is equity, money stuck in bricks in order to replace your current income? Or do you think the best type of money you should make are profits in order for you to replace your current pension? Or do you think that the best type of money that you should make in order for you to replace your income or a pension is actually cash flow? All right, and I'll leave you to think about that, because every person's situation and scenario is different, but I'm sure that most of us are going to actually come to the same conclusion. And I'm interested in seeing what you guys actually write in the comments in order for me to get an idea of what the people who are watching this content actually think. Now, here's where all of this makes so much more sense and is so much more relevant. You see, the challenge for most people is they go to places like YouTube here in order to find out how to invest in property successfully, and they find one person who says buy low and sell high. They find another person who says buy low and rent high, and they find another person who says don't even buy, just learn how to control. Now the issue with that is that kind of mixed messaging leads a lot of people into confusion, and then we have people who say just buy below market value. So what is actually the biggest reason why most people fail on their property investment journey according to this foundation? Well, the simple reason is because they lack focus. You see, I've met so many people, literally hundreds of people, who have said to me, Samuel, I'm gonna buy a property and one day I'm gonna sell it for extra £100,000, which is a profit. But when I buy it, I'm gonna buy it below market value by £50,000, which is locking in equity. And at the same time, I'm gonna make £1,000 a month from the same property, which is cash flow. And one of the things I want to share with you in order for you guys to understand how you can actually transition out of that lack of focus is understanding simply that the sun shines its rays on every single one of us. But if you take a simple magnifying glass and you take the rays of the sun, you then end up with a laser. And that laser can tear through grass, tear through stone, tear through skin, tear through bone. So how comes a laser becomes so powerful when it's using the exact same sun rays that the sun is shining on every single one of us? And the answer, my friend, is very simple. It's because the magnifying glass creates something called focus. I want to encourage you, if you want to get out of the rut of failure in your property investment success, to focus. Not on all three types of revenues that can be made in property, but learn to focus on just one. This is Samuel ICanWin. I'm signing out. And if you got value from this video, feel free to do all the YouTube stuff. Hit that like, press subscribe. You know what to do. And maybe go watch this video right here, which is going to add even more value to you on how you can move further faster in your property investing journey. I'll see you on the next one. And remember that small keys open up big doors.